In today's episode of Heat, gameplay review. 3 is a magic number. This is Brian from the Savage Board Gaming channel. Just reviewing the game where I made Elite League in Arena for Heat, Pedal to the Metal. I'm currently ranked 67th. So finally got in there. So we'll just go over the game real quick. This one scared me because I had just played against 2 elite level players in the game before on France. And I come in here and I get 2 silvers and a bronze level player. And that's way more frightening than playing against elite players. So we'll go through the draft here. Look at the board. So we shuffle 3 Heat into our draw deck. Don't need to worry about this. There's no weather conditions on the board. So speed limit here to reduce it by 1. Speed limit here to increase it by 1. And then an extra slipstream here. So when I see this, right, I'm thinking I want to get some wings here. But unfortunately, I'm not the first player. So getting the wings, from here, and somebody's here and goes 3, 1, 2, 3, and then I go 4 or 5, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5, depending on how fast they get through the turn. I might be able to slipstream through the corner. So that's my thought, right? It is the Italia track, so there's 3 laps. So it's definitely a marathon. So we'll go through each turn here. Turn on the advanced features real quick. So first up is Rizzo. They take the 3 wing. So I can't get the wing. It's a little bit disappointed in that, but it is what it is. I know I'm going to get the 4th and 5th card. So I definitely, if it's there, want to get this body card because of the movement. And if I can, this RPM. So someone takes the tires. Didn't think they would be there on my turn, so I'm not too concerned. So it takes the 2 body, which has the cooldown and discard of stress. So I have the 2 cards I really wanted, at least out of what was here. This is an okay card too, but I think in this track, it's probably better just to get through these turns, and worry about the straightaways later. Okay, so I got the 2 cards I want. Cooling system was taken. An extra heat. And a fuel. Alright, round 2. My eyes light up. Because there's so many good cards here. So many good cards. I'm first player. So, I really wanted the wings, but I also was debating taking the gas pedal or the suspension, but I do end up taking the wing here. So, and then the gas pedal's gone next. Oh no, I'm sorry, the suspension is gone next. The other wing, then the gas pedal. All right, so it's going to come back around here. So I'm like, what is still good that's out here? I have an RPM 3 here, but it's a stress, basically a boost, right? So it's very random what I will get. So trying to predict how fast I'm going through these turns is kind of hard. So I really want this. And luckily it is there for me. So I don't think some of the players understood how powerful slipstreaming is, because when I get to it, I'll explain it. But there was one player questioning how I could go through so many turns at once. So, all right. So I'm first. I'm putting back the RPM plus boost. You know, somebody discarded a wing. Like, don't ever put that back on a track like this where you have a bonus slipstream over here, right? That's so good of a setup, right? And there's a bonus speed limit at the end of it. Right, so I just went 9 from the start. I'm hoping people get in front of me. Sometimes through these turns you want to be in last, or at least behind a couple people. Maybe not in last place, but at least like third or fourth. So Lorioto catches up, slipstreams me. Super excited about that. Okay, Christ 1820 goes next. He's going to use adrenaline and slipstream. Okay. Then Raizo goes next. And just uses adrenaline and tucks in behind us. So I'm at 4 heat now because I did get a heat back in that first round because I was in second gear. The only person that went up the third gear is Raizo, because he was a little bit far back. But you have to assume that you're going to catch up to somebody. So, all right. So Lorito's here. It's a speed limit of 4. It's a new player I've never played against. In fact, all these players I've never played against, which kind of makes it a little bit touch and go on how they play. So let's see what happens here. I'm going to go 4, of course. So he goes 4, which is great. It's very predictable. The great thing is that Christ 1820 is also, he's going to go 3 here, which was, I was like taken aback by that, but he still gets the slipstream, right? So he had his tires, he got an extra slipstream. It's perfect. I'll move to 4. Oops. And I'll slipstream, right? Okay, maybe. Okay, this is also good. I have my wings. I also have my RPM, right? So having Christ in front of me here, if he goes 4, that means I have to get up to the line and go 4. It's going to cost me 2 heat, right? So the question is that worth it? Well, let's, oh, I didn't get through the last player's turn here. But I have 2 players in front of me. It's really good. Because you have to think, right? If the first player goes, right, the next player will slipstream, and then I can then slipstream next to him. So anytime I can get 2 people in front of me, it's pretty good. The thing is I got to make sure I can actually get that slipstream off. So I can't come up short, which is nerve-wracking, as you'll see in a second when you have newer players or players you haven't played with before. They do wild things that not necessarily make any sense, you know? So Raizo goes 3. Oops. Slipstreams around. I'm like, that's great. I go 4. Use my wing, right? So it doesn't cost me any heat. Except for the one I need for the card itself, right? So and I can slipstream. Okay, got 3 heat. I have somebody next to me. They have no heat. So a normal player, at least a lot of the players I would at least get to the line here, right? So I almost want to go back and replay this after this video just to see what Rizzo had in his hand at the time. But he really throws me for a curve here, as you'll see. Lorito uses adrenaline. So he's moved 5. He's pay 3 heat. So, but he didn't slipstream either. That's, you know, I guess he didn't want to be out in front. He wanted to slipstream through that bottom corner, which you'll see he does once we get to that turn. All right. Rizzo goes 3 instead of 4 because I was planning on him to go 4 or 5. So I waste my RPM card. And that starts a chain of events that I have to come back from. So I'm at gold 9 right now. So I need 1 medal to go to elite. And this did not look promising. So Christ had all of his heat that he just spent. He didn't want to slipstream to save some of that, which I now understand why, which we'll describe in the last few turns of the game here. All right, Lorito then can slipstream me because I shouldn't have been there. Green should have been here. Then we would have both slipstreamed through there, but I would have went much further. But it is what it is. It is a 3-lap race. It's only lap 1. No need to panic yet. Okay. Christ slipstreams Lorito. I just want to get through the turn, but I was angry at Green. So I'm like, I'm going 5, so he can't get the extra 2 spaces. Because I have plenty of heat. I'm not too worried about the heat at this moment. And yes, it was a little bit petty, but I don't know if he was trying to pull something or not. Some fancy maneuver. But I wanted to show him that it wasn't worth it, you know. So he goes 4. Doesn't get to slipstream me. So he's 1 short. And then he salvages 2 cards because of a card he played. He played his fuel. Oh, he put those back in his deck is what he did. Sorry. Yeah. Salvaged them back into his draw deck. It's not a bad move. He only has 2 cards left, so those are both of his 4s. All right. So I'm a whole turn behind here. And I didn't like that very much. But he doesn't boost or anything because I guess he was trying to conserve heat. Lorito goes, and I think he goes past Christ. Okay, so my job now is just to go as far as I can. So I go my 11 because I was in 4th. I boost, I get 2. It's not the greatest, but then I draw a whopper of a hand. I draw 3 4s. Stress. So I have all these good cards here. So Rizzo actually catches up to me. and slipstreams me. Not too concerned. Like, that's great for me because now I can be in 4th gear and I can cool down this heat, right? Because I'm in 4th place. Lorieto is pretty much at the turn already, at the corner. But he only has 1 heat. I have 1 heat, but I'm going to put 1 back. So as long as I'm churning them, putting 1 back as I'm using it, I'm fine. Christ. It's funny saying that over and over again. Actually catches up and I think he slipstreams them. Yeah. Yep. Okay, so I'm going 13. I say to myself, if I boost here and get a 3 or a 2, I can then slipstream. That's going to give me more than just my adrenaline, so I don't even need to use it then. So what I did was I tried to boost after, why is it not working? If I do the cooldown, I boost, I get a 3, so I go right up to him and then I slipstream, right? Or I actually made a mistake there. I don't know why I didn't slipstream. I moved 1. That was not what I should have done. So that's, see, it doesn't matter how many times you play this game, you'll still make mistakes. So don't get upset with yourself. I didn't even recognize I made that mistake. So why didn't I slipstream? I would have been here instead. I think what I was thinking was I just want to get to the turn, right? So I'm going to go 5. And Lorieto does me a huge favor here because he only goes 3 through the turn. So another car going 3 when they should go 4. So I go 5. I'm in 3rd gear. Oops, I keep doing that. Get the slipstream. Pay the 1 heat. I'm completely out of heat at this point. So I'm obviously going to go 5 with the 3 and the 2, right? That gives me 1 heat back. And the Gray Legend goes around. So the reason why Lizo didn't have to pay anything for that turn is he used his wing. So he went 6 onto the 4. Cost him 1 heat instead of 2 heat to do that. Alright. Now, Christ is very aggressive on these turns, I've noticed. So he's actually going to go through the turn here. It's going to cost him 3 heat. Puts him down to 2. I'm not concerned at all because I have wings and I got slipstream. As long as I have those in this position, I'm fine because I can always make it up on the next move. You know, by moving further than the 2, you know. I'm here, people are going to want to get in front of me. So, all right. then I have 2 cards in front of me. Great setup, great setup. Because yes, I have 1 heat, but I have my wing. So guess what I'm going to... Did I use the wing here? No, I used the 3, I think. Yeah, I play the 3 just to get through the corner. I'm in first gear. I get rid of all the heat, right? So... Christ isn't that far ahead of us, you know. But Rizo again does unexpected maneuver and goes 1. So I'm like, oh no, what's that about? So Lorito does a normal move of 2. So I go the 3, pay the heat, put 3 heat back in my engine, right? Then I can slipstream right up next to Christ because of the bonus here. Okay, so I have my wing. I'm not sure what Christ is going to do. Like I said, these guys have been doing weird stuff all race. So I'm like, well, he's got 2 heat. He might go 5, maybe to throw me off or make me pay the extra heat. But I have my wing, so I just go with these 2 here. So once again, he goes 4 instead of 5. So I waste my RPM card again. So that's 2 laps. It did not help me. So, but once again, the plan is the same. Wings and RPM through here, right? Wings and slipstream, over and over and over again. I do have my 5 in my hand this time, though, so when we go this straightaway, I'm going to get pretty far. Alright, so we got a little bit of separation here. And I draw a dream 2 boost of 4 and 4 there. So I get all 17 spaces that I could have went. Fortunately, like always on this track, it doesn't last. People will catch up with you on this track. You know, just how it is. But what I really want here is to set up my plan. Get to that 2 corner with both my RPM and my wings. Get through it and slipstream all the way into the final stretch here. So let's go to the next player here. Fast through all these. Rizo and Lorito just try to get through the corners. They're behind. I mean, no need to crash when you're that far behind already, right? Because slipstream, you know, if you can't get through this corner, if you crash in this corner, then you're not going to win, you know. So, right. So I had a decent hand if I would have drew a better card, but you know, it is what it is. I couldn't expect much with the previous draw I had, so even though it was a new deck reshuffled, you know. Okay, I am building up heat, so it is a little bit scary. Please go to the next player's turn. There we go. Grace catches up with me. Not a surprise. Rizo goes, let's see what he goes here. Goes 10. And then he boosts for 4 more. Yep, uses adrenaline, slipstreams. Yep, typical move, right? Nothing unusual there. So when we get to this corner here, we'll all be packed up again. We'll all be bunched up again. So what I didn't want to do is be at this turn in 4th gear. So I just decided to downshift in the 2nd, pay the heat, but put a heat back in my engine, right? That way I can draw more cards. You know, if I just go in 3rd gear, I might get like up to the line, but it's not worth it. You know, I could have went 9 instead of 8. I would just rather get rid of the heat and then draw cards. So, all right. So we got this turn here. I decide, well, once we get through their turns here. Yep, gas pedal, slipstream, or no, he doesn't slipstream, just stays right there. Yep, so we're all pretty close to each other, right? Except for the legend car, he's lagging behind, but we don't care about him. All right, I decided to go 3 since everybody else is doing it. Seemed like fun. And it has this unintended consequence, which I say, there's no way Christ is only going 4 here. He's going to go way more than that. So, like, he's going to go like 5 or 6 around this corner for some reason. But let's see what happens here. So we'll start with Lorito. He goes 4. Cannot slipstream, right? Christ goes 6. Cannot slipstream, right? This is working out perfectly. Then Rizo flies through here. So this is perfect. This is exactly where I want to be, right? Because I got 7, so I can go right up to the line. But instead, I could go 5, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Use adrenaline for a 6 movement. I don't think any of these guys are going to whip through this corner this time. I think everybody was, it's the last turn here, right? Why take a chance, right? They're saving all their heat up for a big move here, right? Which is a good plan, right? So Lorito goes right next to him. Riza goes 5. So he has a similar play to what I was going to do, except he 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep. Except he doesn't have adrenaline, so he had to get there. I go 5. Use adrenaline. No need to slipstream here. We got 4 heat. We got our wings. We have our RPM. Our RPM has been unsuccessful twice at this point. So Christ goes through at 3. So you spend a heat. Larita goes through at 3 and then slipstreams for 3. Now I'm going 5 at the moment, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'll have to use my adrenaline to get there. But finally I get some compliance from Rizo, who actually does something I would like him to do. So, whenever you move through corners, if you're not familiar with heat, you're counting what's on your cards and any boosts or adrenaline you use. So, if I go through here at 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I can slipstream as much as I want and it will still be a 5. It's not going to change this number. So, we'll go through this step by step. How about that? Right? So you see, I moved 5, right? I don't know if it'll show it here on the screen, but I'm going to pay the heat and do the cooldown. At the scrap 2 cards, it's a 1 and a heat. It's excellent. Then you'll see the number is still a 5. That is because slipstream does not add to it. So because of my wings, this is a 4. I'll have to pay 1 heat. This is a 6, which is more than 5. And there I go, right? So the reason why I bring this up is Christ, who seems like he's a newer player, kept asking me how I got through that turn, how much heat I had to pay. And I kept telling him for the second turn, I didn't have to pay any heat, right? For the second corner down here. Because I moved 5 and it was a 6. But he's like, you moved 10 spaces. And I had to go to him like, yes, but slipstream does not count. He goes, well, doesn't it count if you go through the corner? I'm like, it never adds to your speeds. I had like, show him like 3 times or say a couple of times. No, it doesn't add. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and it stays a 5 all the way up to here. All right. Let's take this one home. See what draw I get? I get a 4, a 2, and a 1. So 2 4s and 2 stress. No holding back. Get as big of a lead as I can get, right? We're going to boost it also. Got a 4 on the boost, which is super good. And here's the best part, right? So I'm 19 away. I draw my 5. So these cards here are 6, 11. 11 off of 19 is 8. So I'm going to cross the finish line. And whatever the boost is like bonus, right? So we'll go to next player's turn. Everybody's just going to try to get out there, do their best. Like I said, playing against newer players, I'm never sure what they're going to do. But if you are a newer player and you're playing against somebody that's got some experience, watch what they do. Ask questions. Like if you're in a race against me, like if you decide to log into Heat and play in the Arena League and you run into me, just ask me for some tips. I'm happy to help. I want to build a board game community where we help each other. So let's do the last few moves here. Just try to speed it up as much as possible. Okay, so I draw 4. So my draws were super good at the end here, because I had just reshuffled, so. And that's that. I'll try to get through these quickly. See, I would not have boosted there. I would have slipstreamed, but Burrito decided to boost. Sure, you might have got more, but Rizo goes through the turn. Burrito goes 10, gets across the line, cools down the heat, boosts, gets another one. So Adrenaline, he needs a 4 to pass, but he doesn't. He's actually in 4th. So okay, so as they finish this up. So there it is. And look at the rankings. 67th. So, and I'm in the Elite League. So, but yep, that's the game that pushed me over. I might do the game before this because it was such a great game. I was going against 2 really good players, 2 elite players. So I was going against, let's see here, great tactician, and I was going against Jacques. So those are the 2 players I was going against in the previous one, plus a gold 4. I think. Let's see if I can see who they were. Might have been Smooth Tech right here, but I can't remember. I know their name began with an S. But yep, I might do that one also. But thanks for watching my video. If you like this video, please like and subscribe. Leave a comment below. And if you want to see me join the arena of any other games, please leave a comment. And depending on the rules of them, I might start doing other arenas. Try to get up to a higher level on those. But if their rule sets are like a 2-player game, I'm not as good at 2-player games as I am with like 3 or 4. So, but thanks again for watching.